Welcome to another edition of the Adrienne Ross Show, another basketball edition of the show. And we all know that the Indiana Fever, I'm sure all the teams are back at practice again. They took a little bit of a break while the Olympians are off in Paris doing their thing. And so they're back practicing, the Fever. And I did a video maybe a week ago or so in which I talked about that there were people who were complaining that the Fever team is already practicing. And we went into that. And I said, don't be outraged by this. They're young. They're vying for a playoff spot. They had a little bit of time off. I'm sure they're not going full blast every single day. It's okay. This is a good thing, right? And so we had quite a conversation in the comments about that. Many of you feeling the same way. Now I'm seeing content where, well, one channel in particular was complaining about the fact that the Indiana Fever team, they're gathering, they're doing different kinds of what I would call team building activities. So now this channel was saying that, what is that? Like, that's ridiculous. What is with this team building stuff? They're vying for the playoffs. They should be practicing. They shouldn't be doing this kind of stuff. Scavenger hunt in particular is what this channel was talking about, which is, maybe a valid point if the same channel hadn't just been complaining about the practice. So now they're like, why are they doing the team building stuff? They have so many things to work on. They're fighting to get in the playoffs. So they need to be working and practicing on those things. That's what they're saying now. When before, like a week ago, they were saying that they need to rest and they shouldn't be practicing. So, I know we want to give Christy Sides a hard time. I give her a hard time when it's merited, I feel. But I'm going to take the opposite view here on the team building stuff, including the scavenger hunt. Okay, just like I took the opposite view concerning practice from some people who said they just need to be resting. Well, they rested and it's time to practice. But I am totally for the team building stuff. I'm going to show you, actually, I'll start with the scavenger hunt and then I'll show you some other things. So this is what took place that that people were referring to and really thinking that it was a bunch of bunk. So let's check it out.
We're gonna do a scavenger hunt today, all right? It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's not gonna take a lot of time, all right?
One team win. I need points. I need them to win.
We got last week. 5 mile.
Can I throw this away?
The family room.
Family room.
This way.
This way. Motivation, I see the good word.
Trouble!
When it rains, it pours in this place, but where does the water go?
The gun. Mark this board. What is this? You can tell it on shoot around. Did we win? That is? I can reach the rest. Yeah!
How's it feel to lose?
Woo! Hey, here we go!
Yeah! Okay, so I get that there are people who find this kind of thing hokey. I guess I'm a little bit hokey. And in my coaching, I did my share of team building activities. And I'll show you a few pictures in a moment that I pulled out from the coaching days, But I think that when you do activities like this, whether it is just some kind of, scavenger hunt or some of the other things that I'll also show you in a moment, it can go really far. Even though I know we're thinking, well, this is a basketball team. It's X's and O's. It's boxing out. It's rebounding. It's assists. It's all those things. And all those things are absolutely important. But throwing in these things here and there, sprinkling them in cannot hurt you. I know what that's like as a teacher when you kind of do these staff development days, and sometimes you have these kinds of things that play into it. Sometimes people are like, oh my goodness, are we really going to do this? Like, for real. And then when they get to doing it, they enjoy it, And so, and even if they don't enjoy it, it has a benefit. If you love it, there's a benefit to that. As a team, you're enjoying this together. You're working together. You're getting to know each other outside of the X's and O's of basketball or outside of the classroom stuff if you're teaching, or whatever it is. You're getting to know different things about one another. You're working together for a common goal. And the thing about it is, it tends to translate, or it has the potential to translate on the floor or in the classroom or wherever you are. And even if they don't like it, even if they're like, I cannot believe we're doing this, they're still united in that feeling. Like, I cannot believe Coach Size has us doing this. But even that has a way of bringing the team together. And I believe it translates on the floor. But even if it didn't, you really can't do any harm by doing it, by spending that time together, by having fun together, by talking about other things other than basketball together. Now, I understand that there are some people who might say, well, that should happen organically. It shouldn't be forced. Well, I guess there's an argument to be made for that. But there's an argument to be made also that we have to make space for this kind of thing because, it could do us some good, even for our mental health, if not even for the physical thing. But I believe it tends to translate on the floor when you build better relationships. I know this person, this channel said, this looks like some kind of junior high thing, and granted, I said I did it. And granted, I coached high school, so it wasn't professional. But I don't think even as professionals, we get past the point where relationship building is important in our ability to work together. You may disagree with me, but I think it has its benefits. Maybe I'm just hokey. I also know what it is to work with young ladies. I think it's different maybe with men, but women, I'm telling you, it's hard to work with women at times. It's hard to coach women. There were times when I was coaching when I thought it would be so much easier to coach guys, because when you're talking about women or girls, of course, I taught for nearly 20 years English in the 7th grade. There's so many more like emotions and different things that go on. Not saying that guys don't have emotions. Of course they do. I'm just saying that we are unique. God made us different. And sometimes when you're trying to coach girls or women, in the case of professional basketball, you've got a lot of other stuff going on, right? You've got a lot of, like in the high school level, it's, I don't like her because of this, or, I'm not passing the ball because my boyfriend and her, and, so there's a lot that can go on and emotions and different things. And so I modeled my coaching after Coach Pat Summitt of Tennessee. If you know me, you know. I absolutely loved Coach Pat Summitt, Tennessee Lady Vols. Unfortunately, we lost her. She had early onset dementia. She passed away. She coached the greats like Tamika Catching, Shamika Holdsclaw, Candace Parker, Carol Lawson. She just was amazing. And she spent a lot of time building relationships with her players. Yes, she was tough. Yes, she's known for having that icy stare. She was no joke. But she also had relationships with her players. She invited them over to her home. She cooked dinner for them. They spent time together as a team. And I personally believe that that's important. And so the Fever engaged in that with the scavenger hunt and with some other things that we should take a look at. Let's check out some other things that they've been doing during the break. They're not practicing. They're still practicing, but they're sprinkling some of this stuff in as well. And I hope that it helps them build relationships. So let's take a look at some more.
3 swings. The ball, if it goes over, will go wide on other thing.
Let's go. I'm made for this. Call me babe. Woo.
You get the picture of what that looked like. They're having some fun. And again, this is the kind of thing I was watching a video about, and apparently a lot of people complaining about this kind of stuff. The scavenger hunt in particular, they were talking about, but in general, it's like, get back to practice. But last week it was, why are you practicing? Again, I'm kind of hokey. I enjoy this kind of stuff. I don't know if my team always loved it, but I was willing to do it. So we had team building nights, and I pulled out my old scrapbook of our first championship season, which was my 5th year of coaching. We won our conference championship, not the state, the conference championship 2 years in a row. We were back to back. And so I pulled out the scrapbook. I'm not sure if I did a scrapbook of the final year, although I have pictures of it. But the first year of I put the scrapbook together, and I just pulled out two team building nights we had, and I'll just share some of it with you. So indulge me here as I take a stroll down memory lane. Okay, so here we have my team. This was the second to last year I coached, and which was so it was 5 years in, and we won back-to-back championships. It had never been done in the history of the school, even one time, and we did it twice back-to-back. And I was big on building relationships with them building relationships with one another. And so there's a scrapbook. You got to forgive me. I did not want to scan it. So I took pictures of the pictures, and the pictures were in, remember when people used to have photo albums? Yeah, that's what I got, photo album. And so you can kind of see the shine of that. But it said from the beginning, there was only one goal, and that goal was to become champions. So here's this little scrapbook, and I'm just showing you a few pictures how we became champions. So here you have the team. It's kind of covered up here. Let me go back. Let's go back a little bit and take it slowly. So let me move this out of the way, because this thing is in the way. So here you're going to see the various players. I don't know if you can spot me. I'll just give you a little hint. I'm the one with the net around my neck because we cut down the net. That was the night we won our Patroon Conference Championship. And so we busted out the t-shirts. They threw the t-shirts on. We cut down the net. And I have it around my neck, and we posed for this picture. And you'll also see in the center, in the back row, you'll see my assistant. She was my assistant for my final 2 years, although we worked together 2 years before that when she was a JV coach. So that's Kristen Fonda. And so these were my girls then. And then let's just keep it moving here. And so you'll be able to see some of the stuff we did together here. So this is down here in the bottom. You see TBN number 1, sleepover at the Connors. So we all got together. It was a team building. It was the first one we did that year. And I didn't sleep over. I would leave at the night, and then they would sleep over. And so what we decided to do was we were going to make some t-shirts. So we were the Hudson Blue Hawks, Lady Blue Hawks. And so they were making t-shirts for them, for us to wear. So we had that. And then these are some of the players as their hands are covered in paint because they're working on the game. I wish this thing was out of the way here, but it's not. So anyway, you get to see them working together. And then here's the final product of our Hudson Lady Blue Hawks t-shirt. Some of their final products. They had their last names on them, their numbers on them. And so we had that. And we did that. Here you're going to see a team building activity I did. And I'm sure when I'm looking at these were some posters, and I'm sure I gave them the directive to do a poster that, somehow represents you, because I noticed that somebody wrote, "I love nerds." And somebody had said orchestra leader, and they got the orchestra leader with the wand. And down here at the bottom, I must have said to build a coat of arms, and I probably gave them different things to put in each one, like pictures that represent you or something like that. I don't know, but I noticed it says Hudson High Patroon Champs. Remember, we had not won the championship yet, so that was the goal. I probably said, "What was your goal?" I probably said, "What was your motto?" Because it says you're only as strong as your weakest player, etc. So there were different things there that they had to have on there. And here's a cake, and this must have been someone's basketball. This must have been someone's birthday, because it says happy birthday, had basketball and all that. And it says Jessica, so I'm thinking it was Jessica's birthday, but it looks like it has some other names over here. Lady Blue Hawks across there, because you got to celebrate when you're building team. And so here are just some pictures of the girls together on a team building night. This is us. You got to eat. Oh, we're having cake here. This one was team building number 2. And this one was the Christmas party at Katie's crib. So Katie was number 22 on this team. And we were at her house for this Christmas party, and we had done it's like a secret Santa kind of thing. And so we're hanging out, we're eating together, and then we're going to exchange presents and find out who the secret person is. And again, this is kind of in the way here, but there's Coach Fonda. You can see everybody's opening presents. And there I am opening my present. Even here I am with my t-shirt that I don't think I made. I'm pretty sure I didn't make it. So one of them must have made it for me, and I'm opening the present here. And then back to this picture again, where we were champions. So I ended that. But anyway, that's just a little, like I said, stroll down memory lane for me. And to further point out that I believe it is important, the things that the Indiana Fever, the things that Coach Size has them doing, the things that they are doing, they look like they're having fun. Well, the camera's in their face, so even if they weren't having fun, we probably wouldn't know. But my experience is sometimes when you do these things, you're like, oh, I don't feel like, oh, can we just work? Like, I don't feel like doing this. And then you start to do it. And that competitive nature that you have, it's still there. You see Caitlin, and she's just like, I won. What does it feel like to lose? And they're just like, no matter, I'm the kind of person, whether it's a game night, I love game nights, game night, whatever it is, I want to be competitive. I want to win. And to be able to work together like that, you're hoping that as you do this, that when you get back on the court, you've built some relationships, or at least bettered some relationships, gotten to know each other even better, and you're able to trust one another. And and then of course they're not just doing this. Then you know what? We did a little bit of that for like half hour. Now let's go practice. Now let's go. And you're having fun. And so I think it's unwarranted to just say, oh, this is a waste of time. Oh, this is childish. Oh, this is hokey. Oh, this is unprofessional. I think we got to chill and realize that these kinds of things can translate on the court. And that's what we want to see. People have been saying, well, they don't want to pass to so-and-so, and well, they don't want to, listen, maybe, just maybe, things like this interspersed, like you don't want to do this and not practice, but interspersed with your practice days and your practice times, this kind of thing can help with some of that. And at the very least, right, we could say it doesn't do no harm, right? So anyway, that's my 2 cents. And I'd love to hear what you think in the comments, respectfully. And please don't forget to subscribe. We are over 15,500 and we're headed towards 16,000. So subscribe to the channel, like, comment respectfully, all that good stuff. And God willing, I'll catch you next time. God bless you abundantly.